Good morning. We'll call to order the special meeting for the Oneonta City School District Board of Education for June 17th, 2020. Can we have the roll call, please?
Mr. Beckerink?
Here.
Mrs. Burnsworth?
Here.
Mr. Butterman?
Here.
Mr. Gaisford? Absent. Mr. Grau?
Here.
Mrs. Kurkowski?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds?
Here.
Resolved to accept the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right. This brings us to our first opportunity to address the board, and I don't see anything. If you're interested in making a comment, there's a Q&A section at the bottom, and we do have another opportunity down near the end to address the board, so you can type a comment in there and I will read it. Okay, resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to accept the canvass of vote from June 16th, 2020, Oneonta City School District Education election and budget vote as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Well, I'll just say I'm pleasantly surprised, but not really, at the support from our community. It's very overwhelming that the margin of votes that one came in and that the budget passed, and the other two resolutions too. So I think that certainly says a lot about us and the job that we're doing, but also about our community and the support that they have for our kids.
Couldn't agree more, Mr. Grau. Certainly am so appreciative of all the support that our community gives our school district and our students. But this was a tremendously challenging undertaking, and I just want to express my sincere gratitude to both Lisa and Reggie. This was new, this was challenging, this was ever changing, and they just did a wonderful job. And it was a good team effort right from the beginning with Charlotte Santamount and Rebecca Vanderwerker and Sarah Crone and Angela Brindley and Brittany Laub and Wanda Gracie. They all pitched in and did a wonderful job to make this happen. So just very grateful to our community and our folks in district who worked hard to make this happen.
Also want to say congratulations to you, Tom. That's your first budget passed.
Well, I thank you.
You just leave it at that, right?
Yeah, because 2 weeks from now, of course, is the second look back period. So, we'll enjoy it today, and hopefully, we'll see what happens. But if I may, just very quickly, because I know everyone's very busy today, but Dan, I just want to thank you for your service to our district and this community. It's been a pleasure having you on the board, and certainly wish you all the very best. And just to congratulate Amy and to welcome Colleen to our board. We're very excited about everything that she will contribute to us, and looking forward to working with Colleen as well. Now I'll be quiet.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Very good, thank you. Resolved that the reading of Financial Memorandum 2020-11 dated January 17th, 2020 be waived, and that the financial action items be approved as recommended by the superintendent of schools. And if you didn't know, there was an addendum added shortly before the meeting to accept a donation. So discussion. Oh, sorry, we need a motion.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion.
Okay, so we have we have a couple donations, which we always appreciate, for the ones for the backpack program, and the one that was just added is for the a printing of the senior edition of the Echo to present to all seniors, and that was money raised by the Friends of the Class of 2020 Oneonta. So I think the seniors will really appreciate that. We have the claims audit report on there, and then there are a bunch of fund balance adjustments. And annually, you may recall, we adjust our fund balance plan, and that plan is posted on our website so that, you know, it's transparent what fund balance we have, and that people can look on there and see what we have and what our plans are for that. So we adjust that annually for the tax certs, and that's for whatever liabilities that we potentially have out there that we know about at the time. So that adjustment is there. There's an increase there because we did just get one. The EBLAR, the Employee Benefit Accrued Liability Reserve, we had talked about when we were doing the retirement incentive. So the additional adding the incentive there was to come out of that reserve. So that's that adjustment. The repair reserve are the projects that you see that we've been doing. So what we've spent so far, we're taking out of that reserve as approved after the public hearing. And there's some budget adjustments. One, it's the reason it's an adjustment instead of a transfer is because it's for equipment. And so there are different rules on that. And this is for buying the equipment that we may need, the temperature scanners and sanitizing machines. We will keep track of those separately, and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, go through FEMA and get a grant for those things. But for right now, you know, we can't wait a couple of years for FEMA to act on that. So we need to get moving with that. And then the budget transfers are for you to approve over 10,000, and the explanations are there for what they are, and the under 10,000 are informational, signed by our superintendent. So I don't know if you have any questions.
Any questions?
What's our collective amount we spent on PPE so far, Lisa? Do you have that number?
I don't have that in front of me. We had the small amount for daycare, about $1,000, and I think that, you know, we have to go through it. It's hard to say. We had, you know, people working and things going on that we could probably, you know, attribute to the COVID. But what I need to do is go through and separate all those accounts and just indicate which ones were COVID and which ones weren't. I mean, we had the transportation, you know, for the serving of the meals, but then again, we saved on transportation, you know, by not running the buses for students. So things like that, I think I have to go through and say this was COVID, but kind of distinguish, you know, if we would have had it or not.
Right.
So I'm sure there'll be a lot of rules on that. So I don't have a good answer for you right now, but I will have a report for that because we do want to keep them separate in order to apply for grant funding for that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. We do have three comments. Kathy Lynch, first comment. Thank you, Dan, for your years of service and coming in to speak to my summer class. We learned a lot from you. I will miss you at board meetings, but look forward to having your daughters as students. Kathy also said thank you to Lisa, Tom, Reggie, board members, and all the great ladies at the district office for all your work in making the budget vote happen. It's appreciated more than you know. And Colleen Cashman, who will be our new board member, if you didn't know that. Thank you, Tom. I'm excited to be a new board member and ready to go. So, and we'll see Colleen at our first meeting, which will most likely be July 8th. Was that the, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll also, I know we don't have any roundtable, but I'll say once again, Dan, thank you for your time on the board. We really appreciate it and your insight. And you know, we say this all the time, but this is a somewhat diverse board in our backgrounds. And we certainly all have the same motive, and that is to do what we can for the kids of the district. And you know, you certainly exemplified that. So thank you.
Thank you. So, no roundtable?
Would you like to say something? No? Good.
Did you just say that, Bill?
That door's open a little bit.
Oh, geez. I just don't know what I'm going to do with that extra 20 minutes I'm going to have each board meeting without Dan on here.
I might just chime in anyway. You know, I'll just make it brief. There's nothing really to say. I just want to say thanks for listening around table and giving me the chance to speak with my mind to the questions that I have for the presentations, and the questions certainly came from the excitement I had for the teachers and the things that they were doing. I guess just to conclude, I started on the board when my oldest daughter was starting in school. And now after 6 years, I have that one daughter going into middle school and all my kids now in school. And life happens quickly. And I'm glad to see the things that this Board of Education has done, what the school district does for all of our kids. It's really exciting to see. Although we're in difficult times, I still see a pretty bright future for us. And when I talked to Bill 6-7 months ago, when I was thinking about not asking for another term, it wasn't for not wanting to be on the board. I love being on this board. It was sort of a dream job, if you will. My parents were involved with school when I was in school, and they helped board candidates, and they talked about initiatives. And so I always thought it would be really cool to be on the school board someday. And I certainly lived up to that and been even better than what I thought I could be. So although this is my last meeting, I still hope to be of service to the board. You know, in one way or another.
I'm
You're not
surprised we
rid of
don't
me.
all have those shirts.
So I think large part of why I wanted to run for another office is because of the services that our kids receive in school, and that I want to do better by them. And not just the kids in our school, but kids in upstate New York. And so that's one way I hope to continue to be of service to our kids and to our community. So you might hear more from me. But thank you so much. I feel like I've gotten more out of it than I've given. And at some point, I hope to turn that around. And congratulations to Colleen. I look forward to your service. And hopefully we'll see you at a future board meeting in person.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan, I think that check mark was partially outside the box, so I'm not sure it counts in an absence.
All right.
No bubbles on this one.
I know a few people have things to do, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Hey, everybody.
Aye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Okay.
So Reg, you can click end if you want.
You're muted. Hey, Bonnie.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if,
Don't end us yet, Reg.
did you stop the recording? No.
I can cut this part when we put it up on YouTube, so don't worry about it.
Okay. If webcams are a thought for our opening plan in the fall,
Uh-huh.
you might want to order them now, and you
Okay.
might have them in September.
Seriously
boy.
back ordered, huh?
They're huge,
Okay.
really,
Yeah.
really back ordered.
Okay. And you're thinking like the USB kind that you just plug into any?
Yeah,
Those, yeah.
I was on a call yesterday with the CIOs from SUNY, and they were all saying, I ordered 100 in February, and I got 25 yesterday.
Wow. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for the heads up.
Okay.
Is there a kind that has a clip that stays on the laptop a little bit better?
I feel like-
Bonnie might want to know that.
They do have clips, but I don't think they're very good.
No,
I mean,
I've been holding mine for the past few minutes because it keeps sliding.
I have mine taped on my monitor.
Ah,
yeah, I mean, it does seem like there's a better design that could be happening on those. They do come with like a pinchy kind of, but they don't fit right. Yeah, I
Shark
agree.
Tank idea.
Masking tape or, duct tape. All right, you guys have a great day. So Reg, if you hit end meeting, it should just automatically stop everything.
Okay, and where do you see end meeting? Because
Bottom right, maybe?
I have leave.
Yep, and then when you click leave, it'll come up and say end meeting for all, probably.
Okay. But if I click leave, you won't be there anymore, right?
That's okay, but let me just tell you, the reason you don't see end is because I'm the one that started it today, but that's
Okay.
okay. Like we're all, you, me, and Colleen, we're all 3 hosts. So
Okay.
it just sort of depends on who starts, but you should, so yeah, it's good. So go ahead and end it and it'll cut us
Okay.
off and we'll be good. Good
Okay.
job.
Thanks, Bonnie. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Maybe not. Okay.